Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about 4 roguelike games that I really like. Each of these games have cool builds you can create and lots of action, and they are pretty easy to get into but can be pretty complex for those who want to spend more time in maxing builds. These games feel very different from one another, and the first one I want to talk about is Vampire Survivors. It recently gained a lot of popularity and it is less than €3 on Steam. In a week I clocked nearly 50 hours and got all 88 achievements, so it is very addictive. It is pixel art style. It does look simple, but I think this is also the reason why it is so popular. It is very easy to get into. In fact, if you use controller, then you can play this game with one finger. Just hold the finger on the left thumbstick to control your movements, and that's it. All weapons are automated and most of them either target closest enemies or target randomly, so you don't even need to aim for the most part. There are lots of playable characters and power-ups to unlock, secrets to discover, different weapons and passive skills. Most weapons can be evolved if you pick the right passive effect, and you can have up to 6 weapons and 6 passives in each run. Every 1 minute new enemies show up and difficulty keeps ramping up to 30 minutes where you, die. Unless you come up with some special strategy, and you're going to need some strategy and right items to reach 30-minute mark. But you can also do what I did, just pick what looks fun and see how it works out. It is getting updates every 1 or 2 weeks, like new playable characters like this dog that farts flowers from his butt. Also new zones, new power-ups, new cards. Vampire Survivors also has great music that fits this game. Some characters have their own special music as well. Next game I want to talk about is Nova Drift. It is similar to Vampire Survivors, but it is in space and you control a ship that you can upgrade, pick different powers for ship, shields or weapons. I recently returned to see what's new and it has some nice changes. While mods are really weird and requires more knowledge about the game to know how to build around them, there are also super mods that are secret and require certain mod combination to enable super mods. Also, if you play Path of Exile, then you're going to notice some similarities in how builds functions and how mods interact with each other. Nova Drift, I would say, requires a bit more skills because you have to maneuver your ship and be pretty precise and avoid not only enemy ships but also projectiles, mines, black holes, meteors, comets. If you love figuring out weird builds and like space combat, then Nova Drift is a must-try game. Just like Vampire Survivors, it is also still in early access, but what does that even mean these days? Better let the reviews guide your decision and not the EA tag. Nova Drift costs around €13 and you can either pick it on Steam or from my Nexus store for $15. If you buy from my Nexus store, I will get a small revenue share and you're gonna be supporting me without paying any extra for the game. Win-win. Next game is Risk of Rain 2. I played it a couple years ago and I recently returned to check what's new. It has new survivors, new powers, and there's a paid DLC, which I did not yet buy, but I'm super tempted because it unlocks 2 new survivors and some void items. And by the way, there is an end now. There's also a final boss and you can finally escape from the moon. And this final boss felt like a serious boss from Borderlands game, with multiple phases and all sorts of mechanics. Or you can just do a lot of damage fast if you got a lucky run and manage to get the right items. Risk of Rain can also be played with other players and I would say it is a lot more fun with others. In this game you can also discover many secrets. Some you may discover accidentally after falling off the bridge or performing certain challenges. Each survivor, by the way, has a couple alternative skill choices, which you need to unlock by completing certain challenges by playing with that class. This game I think I prefer playing on easy mode because on normal or hard mode I can never get any builds to work out because of how RNG based it is and you can die very quickly and unexpectedly. Risk of Rain 2 costs €25 and another €15 for DLC. You can also get it from my Nexus store for $25, which is a bit cheaper than on Steam, at least for me, because Nexus does not have localized prices while Steam does. And the last game I want to talk about is Gunfire Reborn. It is similar to Risk of Rain 2 and it can also be played with other players. It features different playable heroes, each having their own special skills, but unlike Risk of Rain 2, you can also pick up weapons and adapt your builds to them. Weapons also drop with random modifiers and it feels more like a looter game at times, sort of like Borderlands. Every couple zones you get a boss fight and these bosses can be pretty tough until you figure out the mechanics and get a good build going. After you beat final boss you unlock harder difficulty which adds a lot more mechanics Last time I played this game it only had up to Elite difficulty, and it seems now it has Nightmare and Reincarnation mode. After your run is over, you can allocate talent points, which are shared between all heroes, but each hero has their own talents for their skills. Gunfire Reborn has, in my opinion, very responsive controls, so if you have the skills you can beat the game even with suboptimal build. In this game you can get some crazy damage and it feels so satisfying seeing big numbers pop up and enemies melt. Gunfire Reborn is around 17 euros on Steam. So there you have it. These are my go-to roguelike games. And after making this video I want to play them all at the same time because now I cannot choose. Maybe you can play them based on mood. Bright and fun mood, Vampire Survivors or Gunfire Reborn. Sad or dark day, Risk of Rain 2 or Nova Drift. At least based on music, they just have different feel to it. So that is all. Again, if you want to support my channel, check my Nexus store for games, Path of Exile MTXs, supporter packs or PoE Game Pass. Thank you for watching and I will see you soon with an action RPG game video.